Well, here you have the 1996 Maytag Dependable Care Plus. This time, we are going to do the permanent press cycle with some towels. So let's get her going. Warm, cold, extra large. We're going to do 7 minutes. That's the plug we're going to use. Game fling. Not going to do any tripod views. There it goes. So that's in. Now let's load these in. We're doing 5 towels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there you have it. You're going to see some key differences here with this versus the permanent press cycle. One major difference that this has compared to the permanent press cycle is that it has 2 rinses. And when I say it has 2 rinses, I don't mean that there's like a second rinse. I mean that it's hard to explain, but basically what this does, and I'm not sure about other washers, this is the only washer that I've actually seen do a permanent press cycle. I believe what it is, if you notice, it says for easy care items. Not really sure what that means, but we're going to go ahead and use it anyways. So as you can see now, we're filling, and I will come back once this thing is filled. Alright, so it's about filled. So we're going to start agitating here in about, I'd say probably about 10 seconds. And there it goes. So it is washing away now with some towels. These towels are real thin. There's 5 of them in there. They're just going for a wash. So yeah, this is again the permanent press cycle. This is nice because you'll actually be able to see the timer. As you can see, I have it set for normal, which is 7 minutes. Not 8, but 7. As you see, it'll do a cooldown rinse, a final rinse, and then click to off. So typically, if you were doing this cycle, you may use hot water. That, I believe, is the intention for the cooldown rinse, is if you're using hot water, but we're just using warm water, which is what I typically use, warm cold. So this is just going to go, this is just going to be 2 rinses. So yeah. But basically, you can tell actually, the gain pods are actually very sudsy, the gain flings. You can see I put 1 in there. I didn't even put 2 in there. I mean, I never put 2, but this is just 1 gain fling. You can see all the suds it's produced. And that's the nice thing about, if you get a slightly more expensive laundry detergent, you can actually get more suds, which is pretty nice. But yeah, so I really don't know what I'm going to talk about on this one. Mainly just, yeah, I don't really know what I'm going to talk about for this. You saw the last video, I'm assuming. If you didn't see the last video, I would recommend you go watch it since it was the regular cycle. And that's pretty important to see if you want to know more about this washer. To me, I don't use the permanent press cycle on this washer, let alone any washer, very often at all. So, in reality, it just depends on what you're doing. It says here to use it for easy care items. Permanent press. My best guess would be if you're sorting like khaki pants or button-down shirts, work clothes, you know, school clothes, things like that. I would say maybe you should use the permanent press option. Every washer is different though. I'm sure on direct drives the permanent press cycle is different. Really though, I don't know much about permanent press cycles. Now, I'm assuming that the permanent press cycles of when this washer was built in 1996 and the permanent press cycles of today are completely different. I don't really know how the permanent press cycles of today work because as you'll notice, this washer does something kind of unique. I don't know if all older machines do this. This one does. You can see it's washing away there. This machine does a kind of a unique spin cycle, which is nice. So yeah, there's the timer. It's already on 5 minutes. That's good. Yeah, I really don't have much to talk about on this one. I'm sure some of y'all will be probably interested. I got my vintage swag light hanging above the washer there. That's been there since probably October. 2 swag hooks from Home Depot, and then the cord runs through there onto that broken hook, down on an extension cord, and then that extension cord runs down, and it's actually plugged into the same power strip that powers this light. So when I unplug this power bar, I can turn out both of these lights, and then when I plug it in, I'm trying to do this one-handed without being able to see, when I plug them in, they both come on at once. So yeah, just a little accent bulb. Got this at a thrift store. It was actually for sale for $20. I got away with it for $5 because that color was 75% off. There is a crack in it right here. I don't know if you can see. There's tape on the inside. The lady at the store actually put that on for me. I believe it's a General Electric made product, or at least the cord, because the plug, I don't know if you can see it, but the plug has the General Electric logo on it. So something about this is General Electric, but yeah, it's a very cool light. I like it. Decided to hang it right there. Oh, right above the washer and dryer. So now what it's going to do, it's going to start rinsing as usual. But what it's actually going to do, it's going to do something slightly different. So it's rinsing like normal, you know. It's rinsing. This is normally what this washer does. It's doing a spin drain, draining out pretty much all the water. You know, pretty typical, no difference here, but there's going to be a difference in about probably 15 seconds. You're going to see a big difference. As you can see, it's draining out the water there. But yeah, it's getting up to speed now. Right about here is where it should happen. Maybe. It's about to... Alright, there it was. So what this washer actually does, and I'm going to go back here because every time it does this, it scares me. What this washer does is in between the main rinse and the first rinse, there's a pause, and you'll hear how the washer in there is not running. I like to stand back here because every time it starts the water up, it literally scares me a lot, and I get scared a lot. I'm pretty jumpy, so come back here so it's not as sudden, but there it went. So now it's filling back up, but you'll notice it's partially full. This is now cold water in there. Ooh, cold water. Ooh. It's filling with cold water. And yeah, so now it's basically gonna be, I don't know how long it is. I would take a guess of maybe 3 minutes, maybe a 3-minute rinse, maybe even less than that. But you can see the click, the gray there, the gray is now on cooldown rinse. This is the longest cycle this washer does, even though it might not seem like it, because it's technically 2 rinses. But yeah, so while that's filling, There's the swag light again, and, you know, rocking a 60-watt vintage bulb. Then I got, you know, the fluorescent. That does have an LED in it, and that's only because I needed something super bright, 800 lumens, so that when I come over here and flip the switch, I can turn it on, and I put the same thing over here. Just some Philips 800-watt LEDs that I've never seen for sale before. They're odd little bulbs, but they're just Philips standard bulbs. I think that might be the only place in my house where I actually have LEDs. Thinking about it now, there's those, and there's actually these two lights out here. Those have fluorescence, then there's a matching LED in that cool vintage light that you can't see the pattern of because it won't zoom in on it. That pattern. It's pretty cool. Focus. But yeah, so I don't think I have any LEDs on the first floor. I do have some LEDs upstairs, though. Both of my bedside lights have LEDs in them. But oh well, sometimes they're necessary because they just cannot match the power of incandescence in terms of brightness. So in any event, this washer is filling up now. It's going to start the, quote, cool down rinse, as you may. And it should be starting here in about a minute. So I'll go ahead and I'll hold this up and I'll be quiet. Maybe. You wouldn't want to use fabric softener for this cycle because you don't want it to dispense right there. Because if you think about it, you want the fabric softener to dispense on the last or final rinse, which is usually the only rinse, but like on this cycle or on a extra rinse, if this washer had that option, for this one you just have to manually do it. Because in this rinse, I don't know though, because as you know, the fabric softener cup, at least in this one, is driven by centrifugal force. The fabric softener, as it spins, is forced up through the holes into this little holding area, and then when it stops spinning, it drains out through that little hole in the bottom, and then is fed out through the holes in the sides and the bottom of the agitator. As you see, if I take this off, well, you can't see it, but that's what it would be like. I don't know if this gets going fast enough during the main rinse, in that rinse that you just saw. I don't know if this gets going fast enough to trigger or to make the fabric softener come up through the holes, but I don't risk it, so I'm not going to put any in. It's set to cool down rinse, of course. Love that font, too, if it would focus. It's such a cool font. It's so basic, but I love that font. Oh, there you go. So it was only about 1 minute there. That was literally about 1 minute of a rinse. Just the cool down rinse. But now it's going to drain completely and do a full spin. So yeah, I would say that was probably about 1 minute of a rinse. But yeah, so the purpose of that rinse is actually just to, the purpose of that rinse, I don't really know. I think it's to, extinguish, oh my god. It's to, you know, kill off the suds, get rid of them. But also to cool it down, I guess, because theoretically you're using hot water here, and that fills with cold, so I guess, I don't know. But then again, if you have it set to warm, which is right there, it's going to be filling with warm, so I guess it's still a cool down from hot. But there is no option on this washer for hot, warm. The only hot you get is hot, cold. Other than that, there's warm, cold, which is this, and cold, which I use for delicates. But yeah, as you can see, this is going fast enough to trigger, that's not on right, to trigger the dispenser and to get rid of any remaining water or suds that are in there. But yeah. So this, in a way, serves as the first spin, since the other spin you saw wasn't a complete full spin. But yeah. So this thing is spewing out water there. Got one of those, you know, mesh lint filters on there. As you can see, it collects a lot of crap. This thing is spinning, and the washer is shaking a bit. There it is. You know, set. This paint is actually pushing up some good air, and it is going to do a spin rinse. A spin drain rinse? I don't know what you call it. It is going to do some kind of a rinse, I believe, during this. This seems more balanced than when I did the clothes, probably because these are big, heavy objects. But yeah, so this is what you got, basically. I'm hoping, there's 4 bars on this camera for battery. It's at 2 bars, so hopefully it doesn't die out. If it does, you won't miss much, because, I mean, we're more than halfway done at this point. All that's left now is the rinse. So, yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, and it's done. So that was quick. And there it goes. So, yeah, quick spin, everything is quicker on the cycle. And I don't mean to pull off the JK18 here, but when you saw those clips. Speaking of which, what do you guys prefer in terms of spray stain remover? Do you guys like Shout or OxyClean? One thing I like about Shout, it doesn't take as long. This is 1 to 5 minutes. This OxyClean is up to 10 minutes. So, you know, I do like OxyClean. It's great. You can see over there, I've got some of that, you know, stuff you can spray. But, yes, we got this going now, and I will come back when it's done. Alright, this is now about to start, so I started up the camera again. Sorry, I was adjusting something. And here it goes. If I had a GoPro and like some kind of OtterBox protection for GoPros, I would put it in there as it's washing. But I don't have that type of technology. All I've got is this wonderful camera that is not going near water in any circumstance because it's too nice and too expensive to do that with. Oh, probably had to edit that part out. Sorry about the burps in this video. I had pizza earlier, and I don't know. I made it myself, so that's probably why I'm sick from it. But yeah. So, anyways, enough on that tangent. This is done. What? No, it's not done. Stupid. But anyways, washing away. You can see there it's now set to use your autofocus. There you go. It's on final rinse, and there's only a little bit left. That's the delicate cycle. Do a video on that later. I'll be doing videos on all the cycles on this. I just don't know when they'll come out. I'll probably be able to get, like, maybe one this weekend. I don't know. This will probably go up on Wednesday. Alright, this is done now. So that's goods. We're only at 1 battery bar, so hopefully we don't get a low battery. That's rinsing. Yeah, that's taking... This is the third and final rinse that this washer... the third and final spin that this washer does. If you count that first one a spin, because it technically isn't a spin. But, yeah. That's washing away. Again, I'm at 1 battery bar. Hopefully this doesn't die. Let me do it. And don't, because you can do it fast, it'll yeah, so now it's doing a spray. This is actually the first spray rinse. I think it's done. think this is the first spray rinse that it's actually done during this, so that's good. Sorry about that. So this is about done. Well, it's not done, but it's doing its final spin. You can see there, it's actually very close to off. So this is going to be a quick spin since it's already done 3 spins, or 2.5, I guess you could say. But I'm at 1 battery bar, so hopefully this holds out. See, there's suds are still pouring in there. So that's good. The reason there's a straw in there is because this pipe right here leaks, and I guess there's not enough oxygen in it when it drains, so it leaks onto the floor out to that drain. See, it's banging against the case. But yeah, so we have that straw in there to give it oxygen so it doesn't leak. And it hasn't leaked since. And we do a lot of laundry, so you know it's possible that could be too. But yeah, this is finishing up here. If I had to guess, I think I said in the last video, if I had to guess, I'd say this is probably either 600 or 650 RPMs, maybe even less. I think modern washers, the most basic ones are 700. I think the Speed Queen is 750, at least the basic ones. I don't know about the TR7, but the TC model, which if we move into a new house and they have a modern washer, I'm going to hopefully save up, we can purchase one because they're very good. TC5 is their name for the, if you guys remember the 2018, the TR series, which sucked, they introduced the TC series as the 2019 model, which was basically the 2017, just basically, it was a 2017 with a new name, called the TC. TR5, TR7, TR3, those are the 2018 models. The TC5 is the 2019. They haven't released a 2020 yet, but it's only February, so, you know, we can probably come out in a couple months. And it'll probably be very similar to the TC. Yeah, Speed Queens are not for McMansioners. Even the front loaders are not for McMansioners. So this is finishing up. It's very close to clicking to off. As you can see, it's about 2 clicks behind. And then we will get to put it in the Fabric-Matic dryer right there. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see, for either the delicate cycle or the quick cycle, do you guys want to see some whites, hot water, bleach, do some whites? Because I know I did colors for regular, so maybe for quick cycle I'll do delicates. We can do hot water and bleach for that. So yeah, this is almost done, as you can see. Oh, and it's done. Don't know if you could see it. It was pretty out of focus. But now what we'll do is we'll put these in the dryer. Those are now in there again. I already emptied the lint filter. Still need to get a new one because the hole right there, but that's fine. That's how it came. Close it. Heat. Put it on the dot. Start, and it's an electric dryer. So that's it. That is the permanent press cycle on the 1996 Maytag model something. I don't know. That's it. Thank you for watching.